Happy Tuesday, 31st of October, Halloween. Like I've said before, it's actually one of my favorite holidays. It's a little different now that I have a kid. I can't really stay up and watch, horror movie marathons and all these scary movies. I just, because we do watch The Walking Dead and try to keep our daughter's eyes off the screen while we're doing it, which is a struggle at times, but we do it. And a holiday that I traditionally have always, embraced the fact that, or loved the fact that we got a chance to kind of build something, put something together like a costume, and then go out and, do our thing. And this year I've ripped up a bunch of I ripped up a shirt, a pair of pants, and I'm gonna be the Incredible Hulk. And I'm gonna be cold tonight too because he has a lot of exposed flesh, so that's gonna be kind of a cold Halloween. And I was also thinking about how with work in my career, how I go to work and I talk to people about their problems and I help come up with solutions. I provide alternatives. I provide, initial solutions and have them pick the best option. Try to get them to be motivated, upbeat, challenge themselves, push themselves. And it's important to focus and to remember the fact that I have to do that in my own life as well. And I realized the fact that there are some things that I have not been able to do enough of in a while, and so it's like I have to, and also with the passing of my mom, it's just, it's tougher than usual. I need to get out and do other things. I have been running. Ever since my mom passed and I started back to work, I think that's been 2-3 weeks. But I've run every single day at work, and so I think I've taken one day off where I just walked a mile. I didn't really run, but I did. I've run at least 2 miles every single day. I've walked 3 miles one day. I ran 7 miles another day, and it's just I just kind of been doing it because it scares me, the fact that she was young, 62, to have a heart attack, and she did not take care of herself, and I just really need to focus on, I want to be there for my daughter and towards the, when I get older, and then when she has kids of her own, I want to be there for my grandkids. And if I don't take care of myself, I'm taking years of experience and years of spending time with grandpa when I'm older. It's selfish for me to not take care of myself to help other people out, or at least to be there for people I love and care about later in life. This is where one of the things that I get really passionate about. So I, watch out. I think that taking care of yourself is extremely important. And I think that, watching what you eat, watching what you drink, taking care of the one body you have, it's like you turn 16, your dad hands you the keys, and he says, this is your car, but instead you're born and you get your life, and it's like, this is your one life, you gotta take care of it. You don't change the oil, your engine's gonna blow up. You don't tighten the belts, you don't, change the spark plugs, you don't rotate the tires, you don't get new tires on there, you don't take care of it, it's gonna fall apart. Just like your body. We get one body. We can go out and get a new car, but for the sake of argument, you get one car, you get one life, and one body. You need to take care of it. And if you're going to sit there and make bad decisions about your health, you're going to eat the wrong things, you're not going to exercise enough, you're going to drink an inordinate amount of alcohol, that's on you, man. I don't feel bad for people that are overweight. I don't. I think they made a lot of poor choices. They can say all they want about, it's just, you don't understand what it's like. It's genetic. It's not genetic. I believe that some people may have higher metabolism rates than other people, which is true. But I think that you get a household full of overweight people, and the kids, they're not genetically predisposed to being overweight. They're being predisposed to unhealthy cooking and unhealthy eating habits and poor food. So naturally they're going to be eating the same things as everyone else in that house, because the other family's not going to eat deep fried this, deep fried that, all these meat selections, all these deep fried greasy foods, and then go, oh, but let's give the kids vegetables. They're not going to do that. Everyone's going to eat the same thing. So the parents want to eat the unhealthy foods, make themselves fat, and then the kids are going to be there and they're going to get it too. So I do not believe that being overweight is something you can blame on anyone else. You blame yourself. And you need to have accountability over and over and over again. Accountability. You need to be accountable for what you eat. You need to be accountable for what you do. You need to be accountable for what you don't do. What starts off as a little tiny fire in the kitchen can build to an extremely big house fire unless you put that fire out. So, I will say it over and over again that you need to watch what you're eating and the exercise that you do, because if you don't, your life down the road is going to become, unhealthy, and you're going to be physically unable to do other things. Then you're going to lose your job, or you're going to retire, and you're going to be overweight. And then pretty soon, you're going to be on some sort of government assistance program for health, and you're going to be costing taxpayers money, And I'm not the kind of person that, argues about. I think that social programs are a good thing, because they're tended to be a good thing. But when it comes to health, you can, there are some circumstances that you cannot control, whether it's like an accident, or somebody is born with some sort of disability and things like that. They have to be in a wheelchair. I get that. That's understandable. But that doesn't negate the fact that you can still eat healthy items. It's not, you can't just go around eating unhealthy foods your whole life and then saying that you're just genetically have all these other later health problems, and it stems from your unhealthy diet. And then your health insurance has to pay all this money to take care of all this. You got to get these expensive heart surgeries. You've got to get stents put in. You got to get bypass surgery. You got to get, I forget the name of it, but they go through there and they basically scrape the inside of your veins out because of the plaque, because of unhealthy eating and for smoking cigarettes. You see, I'm passionate about this. People's decisions affect their lives later. You are not invincible. Kids that smoke cigarettes, they think they're invincible, but if you stay hooked on cigarettes, you're going to get hooked on them. And then pretty soon, you used to be able to run and play basketball with your friends, and now you can't do that because you're running short of breath, and then you give up on basketball, and then now you're kind of moving down to fantasy basketball, and then pretty soon, you just quit watching basketball and all sports together because, I don't know, I'm just kind of going off on a tangent there, but the thing is, people need to be healthy, and your kids are affected by your decisions. If you don't eat healthy, your kids are not going to eat healthy, so take care of yourself, eat the right foods, exercise when you can, choose healthy lifestyles, go hiking, go, spend time doing things that are fun outdoors, and stay away from the TV and the Netflixing and the streaming and the marathons and laying in bed all day. It's, for me, if I wake up around, I don't know, noon, actually that's never happened, at least lately. If I don't get out of bed before 8, and if I don't get about 4,000 to 5,000 steps by noon, I know I got to kick it in overdrive. There have been days where, I admit, where I had, I try to set my step goal about 10,000 steps to 15,000. I had 15,000 on my Fitbit because, let's admit, Fitbits aren't the greatest, step counters, because they basically, they count every single movement. You sit here and you sneeze or something, you get like 5 steps. But for the Garmin, which is what I use, the Garmin Phoenix, has been tremendous. I love this watch, and it doesn't count steps the way that Fitbits do. But there's been days where I have, had low steps, and I get up and I decide to run one evening so I can get up, get my count up. I just have to do one thing every day to get my heart rate going, and I know I'm the only person in my family that does it. It doesn't bother me. It does a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, people make their decisions in life. They choose to do what they want. Your health is you can look at somebody and say that they're skinny, but realistically, they're probably eating like, microwave pot pies and drinking 5 energy drinks a day. And, they may have, coronary artery, the hardening of the vessels and veins and stuff like that, coronary artery disease. And you never know it. You can't tell from what's going on inside. You can only see the outside. And, someone's health is not, you can't dictate someone's health based upon how they look outside. Their BMI or whatever their waist is. You can't, that's not a good gauge of how healthy a person is. A healthy lifestyle is exactly that. They eat, they drink healthy, they work out when they can, they have healthy lifestyle choices, and it shouldn't be dictated about how skinny somebody is. If someone loses weight, obviously something most of the time is going positively, but the thing is, it needs to be a lifestyle thing, and I get passionate about it because, she didn't take care of herself. My mom did not take care of herself, and there's nothing I could have done to push her or to get her to exercise or anything like that. I tried to get her to quit smoking. I couldn't do that. She just became defensive about it. And, this is my lifestyle. This is how I've lived, and, you can't change it. So, there's a reason why I'm the only person in my family that doesn't use tobacco products. There's a reason why that I don't have, I have a few beers in the fridge, but not much. I don't have liquor. I don't have any hard liquor. I have bottles of wine that were gifted years ago that just happen to keep around for the sake of being gifts and not wanting to throw them away. I just don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody. I'm just trying to tell you that I make the decisions, so therefore, if one person can do it, everyone can do it. And I just don't believe that being fat and having diabetes necessarily is a genetic thing. Some people that are born with it, that's a different thing. But getting diabetes because of poor eating habits and lack of exercise and poor lifestyle choices, we all pay for it in the end, because kids are losing fathers. People are losing family members before they're even supposed to be, gone. They're losing people, people in their families, and they're far younger than, their life expectancy. People should be living until, living in this country, we should be living until we're 80-something, 90-something. But if you're having a heart attack in your 60s, you did not take care of yourself. And my mom did not take care of herself. Part of me is angry about that, and another part of me is sad about it because it was preventable. It's, I don't know. You kind of go through these things about what could I have done differently, yada, yada, yada. But the thing is, there are mistakes made in her life that I see and that I choose not to reciprocate or have, to have going on in my own life. I'm not going to take what I saw and say, you know what, I'm going to do that exact same thing. No, I know why she died. I know why she, what caused her to die prematurely, to die at a young age. 62 is young, for a heart attack of all things, especially for a woman who, I know she was a single mother. She raised us, and this is not to take the fact that, I loved her so very much and that I miss her and I think about her all the time. It doesn't take away from that fact, or the fact that I would do anything to see her again, to talk to her, to engage in a long conversation. Whenever we talked on the phone, it was like a 3-hour conversation, and at the time, whenever she called, I was like, oh, here comes a long conversation again, and we'd get into a conversation and it'd just roll on. If you have family like that, you know what that's like. And what I wouldn't give for just one more long conversation, just to get it all out on the table. I'm not going to get that again. She died, unfortunately, at a very young age because she didn't take care of herself. And that's the bottom line. And so, I'll be damned if I'm going to go through my life making those same decisions and deprive my daughter of time with me and experiences and memories with me, and depriving, her kids with time with me. So it's my responsibility to live a healthy life. It's my responsibility to make the right health decisions, to live a longer, healthier life. It's my responsibility to be there for the next generation and the generation after that. You know, there's nobody else to blame for health conditions and things like that unless they're hereditary or, you know, something you can't really help. I believe that even cancer percentages would go down if people just took better care of themselves. Yes, you may be genetically predisposed to getting breast cancer, but if you live a healthy life, work out all the time, eat healthy, don't drink, don't smoke, there's a chance you might lower those chances. You know, I'm not an oncologist, but I believe that unfortunately things happen in people where, you know, if we just live unhealthily, it just has a chance to pop up and get us. So, and who knows? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to me in the next 20 years or so, but I'm going to control what I do with my life and how I eat and what I do and what I drink and how I work out and the things that I do with my life. So that's not going to change me. I'm going to control my life from here on out. So, sake for the topic of the day, take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Look at your kids and say, I owe it to them. You know, eat healthy, live a healthy life, because it is your responsibility. You can't blame anybody else but yourself. See you tomorrow. Happy Halloween.